Welcome back to Clark's Ring Rants. Let's get straight into today's video. So coming up in a few weeks, we've got our first major heavyweight fight of the year, I think it's fair to say. Our first big event. It's going to be a tasty fight, this one. And I'm talking about Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois for the WBO heavyweight world title. They're set to square off in a few weeks. And yesterday, their gloves are off, their face off, their sit down, whatever you want to call it, with Ade dropped. And we're just going to talk about it in this video and what I think we can expect from both men in the fight. Just before we go any further with this video, if you could do me a massive favour, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed or you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well. We're closing in on 100 subscribers. I can't quite believe it. We're nearly there, slowly but surely. All your support is appreciated. Thank you. Back into the video. This was an interesting face-off, an interesting sit-down. We had both guys. They were full of respect for each other. They're not really brash, braggadocious characters. They're not going to be flipping tables, squaring up to people, you know, like the likes of David Haye, Dylan White, Fury, Joshua have in the past. It's got a bit tasty in there, gloves are off. This was a bit more respectful, but you could see both men are serious. Both men believe they're going to win this fight. And I've said it before, I don't see any circumstances under which this fight is not going to provide drama. Both guys are aggressive. Both guys can punch. Both guys come forward. They aren't the most defensively blessed fighters in the world. Somebody's getting knocked out, but it's just a case of who. Ade was good in there. He asked some good questions. He put it to Daniel Dubois, what makes him think he's going to win this fight. He asked Fabio Wardley, what makes him think he's going to win this fight. Do they see any weaknesses in each other? And have they sparred before? And the answer to that is yes, they have sparred before. And I'm going to mention why this is interesting. I think this is interesting because Daniel Dubois, yes, he's been accused of quitting in fights. He's been accused of not having the minerals when the going gets tough. But when things are going his way and Daniel Dubois can still land on his opponents, he's in the fight. It's when he can't lay a glove on his opponents. That's when he starts panicking, when he feels like he's out of his depth. Take the Jarrell Miller fight, for example. He could hit Jarrell Miller, even though he was under fire. He stayed in there, he weathered the storm, and he stopped him. Same with Hrgovic. He was getting lit up in that Hrgovic fight, to be fair to him, but throughout the contest, he was still able to land his blows on Hrgovic and have some success. But when he fought Joe Joyce, his jab was taken away from him. When he fought Usyk, he couldn't lay a glove on him. That's when he goes into his shell and he seems to panic. But if Daniel Dubois is familiar with an opponent, or they're not necessarily the most defensively blessed, or he's able to land his own shots on them, that's when you see the best version of Daniel Dubois. And it was brought up that they'd sparred together. They'd sparred around 7 or 8 years ago. So obviously, as Fabio Wardley stated, it's nowhere near the same Fabio Wardley we're going to get come fight now. It's a completely different beast. However, Fabio Wardley did begrudgingly admit Daniel Dubois got the better of those sparring sessions. So Daniel Dubois knows Fabio Wardley. He knows his moves. He knows he can hit him. He knows he can probably hurt him as well. Daniel Dubois is going to carry that confidence into the fight. And that could make me change my prediction. But I just thought that was interesting that they have sparred before. And I think that's going to do nothing but breed confidence for Daniel Dubois. Ade also asked Daniel Dubois what he thought of Fabio Wardley's career so far. Daniel Dubois said he thought Fabio Wardley had been lucky, but now he's run into a real boxer with the power, the skills, the footwork, the movement, and it's just going to be a different level. And Fabio Wardley provided a good rebuttal to this. He said, yeah, whatever. People have been saying that for my last 5 or 6 fights. Hooney was meant to be too good for me. Joseph Parker was meant to be a level above me. Even going back to flipping, what's his name? The fat guy. Nathan Gorman. Nathan Gorman was meant to be a level above. But he beat him as well. He knocked him out. So it's hard to write off Fabio Wardley. But I'm also reluctant to write off Daniel Dubois in this fight as well. He's back with Don Charles. He's saying all the right things. He seems quietly confident going into this one. It doesn't seem like going into the Usyk rematch when he was trying to rile Usyk up. Don Charles was mouthing off as well. That seemed to be fake confidence. You know, like when they're talking, they're self-confident. Whereas here, I genuinely believe he thinks he can beat Fabio Wardley. I don't think Daniel Dubois deep down believes he can beat Alexander Usyk. I don't think he believed it going into the rematch, and I certainly don't think he believes he can beat him now. Whereas Fabio Wardley, I think Daniel Dubois is a guy that's hittable. He's a novice pro compared to Daniel Dubois. He's not had the amateur background. He's not defensively blessed. Daniel Dubois has got quicker feet, I'd say. Daniel Dubois is not going to have trouble landing on Fabio Wardley. I think he knows that. It's just a case of whether Daniel Dubois can take what's coming back. But I think based off this, little gloves are off, Daniel Dubois is very, very confident of his chances going into this fight. And Fabio Wardley, to be fair to him, he's confident as ever. He's a very self-assured character. Fabio Wardley doesn't strike me as a boxer who's insecure or lacks confidence. He's a natural-born fighter. It's a good job Fabio Wardley has found boxing, because that man is an absolute nutter. He had a cushy, comfortable office job. He's gone out of his way to seek violence in the sport of boxing. So thank God for boxing. Thank God we've got Fabio Wardley in there boxing, because if not, in another life, I don't know what he'd be doing. Maybe some warlord, he'd be a kamikaze pilot for Japan. I don't know what he'd be doing, but he'd be seeking out war, violence, blood and guts. He's a warrior, Fabio Wardley. You've got to give it to him. I've always got to give more credit to the guys that don't need to box, but they box because they've got that warrior spirit in them. And Fabio Wardley's one of them. And he's as confident as ever. He's going to be thinking, look, Daniel Dubois, he's quit. We've seen it happen before. Fabio Wardley mentioned this in the build-up. And when he gets dragged into deep waters by Fabio Wardley, the same's going to happen. Daniel Dubois didn't have a rebuttal to this, and he can't really have a rebuttal to this because those question marks are going to be there against him for the rest of his career. But who knows? What do you think? What did you make of this little sit-down, gloves are off? Who seemed the more confident? Both guys seem very, very calm, very assured. They've got that mutual respect there for each other, but you can sense the tension and the rivalry as well. It's bragging rights. I think this will confirm the #1 heavyweight in Britain right now. Who's going to take it? Fabio Wardley, has he fought in an event as high profile as this before? I don't think so. The Parker fight, Daniel Dubois sold out Wembley back-to-back. Well, I guess people were there to see Joshua and Usyk. But he's been involved in 2 big nights like that. Can Fabio Wardley handle all the pressure? Can Daniel Dubois handle all the pressure? What is going to happen in this fight? I'm not sure. This is just a little video talking about the gloves are off, the topics they talked about in there. I'm going to do a pre-fight prediction and preview a bit closer to the time. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.